Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Wednesday morning. It is the 10th day of January, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, the home weather office is cloudy. It's a little breezy, but it's dry. There has been occasional drizzle here, I think. But in the Sierra, it is snowing. And that's a theme that we're going to see a lot of during the day today. The lower elevations, the valley, and let's say the foothills below 2,000 feet, we'll see occasional rain. Just one of those days you have the umbrella with you, but you don't really need it all day. It's just one of those days for the valley. But for the Sierra, it is snowing now. We have chain controls up on 80 and 50 as I'm recording this, and we'll likely have them all day today. And even tomorrow morning at this time, when the snow has stopped, there will still likely be chain controls. So I can show you the way it looks right now on Interstate 80. That's the way it looks at Kingvale. And as you can see, that road is snow covered. Now this is right around 6,000 feet, 6,200 feet. As you can see, the snow is falling. The road is snow covered. And every now and then you'll see a car go by relatively slowly. It's not like the road is closed. But later in the day, let's say from maybe 11 o'clock in the morning through 3 or 4 in the afternoon, the snow rate is likely going to increase. The snow isn't falling that heavily right now. It's certainly enough to impact travel, but later on today, it does look as though the snow will get a little bit heavier. All right, let's see how the satellite looks this morning. It's really interesting. We have this little band of clouds coming by. There's colder air that's coming with this, and you can see here on the west slope, let me move this over a little bit. Here on the west slope, the clouds get banked in there, but if you go west of I-5 in the valley, we're actually breaking out into some sunshine. It's not going to be a sunny, warm day, but the clouds are a lot thinner on the west side of the valley. So we have rain on the coast range, the flow, then rain shadows and cloud shadows, if you will, the western part of the valley, and then the flow goes back up the west slope, and that's where you start squeezing out the precipitation again. So this is really all terrain driven, just mostly due to dynamics here of the flow coming up the slopes, and where you have an upslope and you have that additional lift, you'll get some rain and snow. But in the valley, we just don't have the dynamics to really squeeze out anything in the way of rain. So let me show you the way the HRRR is showing it. I'll pick it up around noontime today, and much of the valley is dry. One change in the models to this morning, and it started last night, is that they're running a little bit warmer. Not much, but a little bit. And all that's going to do is change the amount of snow we may see at 4,000 feet. So let's say Pollock Pines. I think the snow may be a bit slushier, so it may trend maybe down toward that 3 to 4 inch range. But it really won't change the amount that we'll see up above. We still think we'll see 12 to 18 up on the summit, as the snow ratios aren't going to be quite as great. This is into the afternoon. You notice that we have the mixed precipitation going up the hill. We have rain in places like Grass Valley. So for those of you, let's say in Grass Valley, Nevada City, or Camino, where we were thinking snow, yeah, we may see some snow from time to time, but I just don't think we're going to see much sticking. At the tail edge of this, when some colder air comes in, this is tonight, then we may get a dusting of snow here, but it's the usual thing that we see, that the moisture is leaving as the colder air is arriving, and that's what we see all the time, which is why the two don't get matched up very well quite often. And then we get into Thursday. This is Thursday morning. It'll be clear, dry, and pretty cold. And then we are dry into the day on Thursday. So I'm going to pick it up here with the NAM, and I'll show you the same thing. The NAM, it looks a lot like what the HRRR was showing. And then this is Thursday. This is Friday. We're starting to get a better idea about Saturday. This is Saturday morning at 7 a.m. right here. We have rain on the coast range. We have some snow in the Sierra. We have some rain in the valley. Now, you notice where it's raining, and the farther south you go, the less rain you have. And also notice the snow levels are quite a bit higher. There's good reason for that. You notice where all the activity is here. It's all up close to the state line. I mean, yes, we have it all the way down to Interstate 80, but look at up here close to the state line. That's where all the action is up there. That's where the really good precipitation is. And if I use this, in just a second, let me move this down here. I'm going to show you 6-hour precipitation going into the day on Saturday. So look at what all the rain is, and look at some of these totals over 6 hours. An inch of rain in 6 hours over here on the coast, a couple of 1/100ths in the valley, and on the west slope, maybe a quarter of an inch. So it's one of those cases where the coast range is going to do quite well, and areas farther to the north also. And here's why. This is classic, what we call warm air advection. So I'm going to pick it up here Thursday morning. These are the temperatures at 5,000 feet. We are currently, I shouldn't say currently, but on Thursday morning behind that front, we have temperatures around -2, -3 degrees C. So again, these are 5,000 foot temperatures, and that's around 25, 26 degrees Fahrenheit. This white line that you see right here, that's the 0 line. So right down here is the 0 line. So it's all the way down to south of Fresno. And we have north flow just kind of reinforcing that cold air. That's Thursday morning. This is Friday morning. That 0 line has drifted a little bit farther north, but it's still plenty cold in our area. And then watch what happens as we head through the day Friday and into the day Saturday especially. During the day Friday, we have this pocket of cold air that is still stuck here. So there's that 0 line. So these temperatures are below 0 Celsius. These are warmer. And watch what happens during the day Saturday. This is what we call overrunning precipitation. So we have warmer air coming in over colder air and eventually scooting that colder air out. And look at the flow. It's now from the west, whereas on Thursday it was from the north. So this is warmer. And that means we've gone from temperatures at 5,000 feet that were around 26, and now we've gone up to a temperature around 35 or 36. So it's warmed up, and that means that the snow levels will be higher during the day on Saturday, probably up around 5,500 to 6,000 feet. And the amounts would be pretty light. And for the valley, it also looks like it would be a light precipitation maker. There are still going to be some more details we'll sort out about Saturday, but Saturday is going to be a showery day. But also in the Sierra, even though the snow levels will be higher, we'll probably still have enough for chain controls. So I know it's a 3-day weekend. A lot of people go skiing this weekend. A lot of people do, get away this weekend to Tahoe. Friday will be a good travel day. Saturday, a messy day, but not as messy as last Saturday because with higher snow levels, let's say on Interstate 80, instead of having the chain control down at, let's say, Baxter, around 3,500 feet, you'll have the chain control up at Kingvale, which is 6,200 feet. And that just means that Caltrans has a lot less road to keep clear. And so and you can basically drive up to Kingvale at a normal speed. Then you have the slow speed from Kingvale over to the Donner Lake interchange. And then you take off your chains or you get past the chain control point, and then you're clear sailing into Truckee. So that's what we're thinking right now about the day on Saturday. And beyond that, right now, it does look as though it would be dry into the early part of next week. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. I will be in the studio today at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11, and we'll be tracking the snow in the Sierra. But for the valley, yes, just occasional rain, a lot of clouds, cool day, classic January kind of day. But don't be fooled by the lack of rain in the valley because it is snowing in the Sierra, and that snow should be picking up as we go through the day. That's everything I've got. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.